Okay, so here we have our fraction wall here, so this should help us today. So we're continuing on with equivalent fractions. So for example, here this circle is broken up into 8 parts. Okay, so the whole thing is 8, so the denominator is 8. Okay, how many parts are shaded then? So if there's 8 parts altogether, how many parts are shaded? There's 4 parts shaded, right? So there's 4 parts shaded. So that is 4. Oh, big. So that is 4 over 8. Okay? So if we want to make all these numbers equal, all the denominators equal here, what do we have to do? Okay? So we have 3 equivalent fractions so we're trying to find the fraction of the shapes colored in. So if we have 4 eighths here altogether, how many fourths do we have? So we're going down to fourths. So how many fourths? So what would we do to 8 to get to 4? So we know what it is in eighths, we know it's 4 eighths. So how do we get it into quarters? So we divide the 8 by 2, sorry. So we divide it by 2 and we get 4, okay? So if we divided the bottom by 2, we have to divide the top by 2 as well. Okay, so we have 8 here, we divided by 2, we got 4. We have 4 up here, we divided by 2, what do we get? 2, okay? And 2 is half of 4. So we know it's that because it's half the circle, we know that that's correct, right? So that's the 2. And the last one, so we already know what it is, so in terms of halves, but we'll just do it this way. So what will we do to 4 to get to 2? So what can we do to 4 to get to 2? What will we divide by? So we divide 4 by 2, we get 2. So if we divide by 2 on the bottom, what do we have to do on the top? Divide by 2 again. So if we divide 2 by 2, we get 1. And that's our answer. And we know that's correct because we can see half the circle is coloured in. Okay, so all we're trying to do is move down along. So for example, for the next one, what we do is we have our boxes here. So our boxes we have, so 6 on the top line, and there's 2 lines, so that's 12. So we've 12 altogether, so that's our denominator. So our denominator is 12. And what's on the top line? Sorry, what's coloured in? So we have 4 boxes coloured in. So 4 boxes coloured in. Now, we have 4 boxes coloured in, and we're trying to see 4 out of 12. So we're trying to see how many that is in sixths. So if we go to sixths, so what do we do to 12 to get to 6? What would we do? We would divide by 2 again, wouldn't we? So if we divide 12 by 2, we get 6. So whatever we do to the bottom line, we do to the top line as well. So if we divide 4 by 2, we get 2. So whatever we do to the bottom line to get to this number, we have to do to the top line as well. Okay? So we got 2 over 6, okay? So we got 4 over 12 here. Got 2 over 6. Now, our next one then is 3. So thirds. So what do we do to 6 to get to 3? What did we do? We multiply by 2, multiply by 10, multiply by 4, divide by 10, divide by 4, divide by 2. So we divide by 2 to get to 3. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. So what do we have to do to the top? Divide by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. So it's 1/3. Okay? So that's how we get equivalent fractions. So equivalent fractions means that the fractions are still the same. So the exact same fractions, we're just making them smaller, okay? So like 4 over 12, we know we can make that a little bit smaller. So we got all the way to 1 over 3. Now 4 over 12 and 1 over 3, they're still the exact same fraction. So we're not changing the size of the fraction, we're just changing the numbers that are there. So the numerator and the denominator. Okay, for question 2, we are going to write the equivalent fraction for each of these coloured amounts by dividing. Okay, so by dividing here, what we're doing is, so 6 over 8 divided by what? So what do we say we need to do? So 6 over 8 divided by what over 2? Was it 1 over 2? 2 over 2, wasn't it? 2 over 2. Okay? So 8 divided by 2 is equal to 4. So whatever we do on the bottom, we have to do to the top as well. So 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. Okay? Now, we have something divided by 4 is equal to 3. So what we have to do there, we divide by 3 if it's equal to 3. So it's something divided by 4 is equal to 3. How will we find our answer? We'll have to work backwards, won't we? So instead of dividing, we'll have to multiply. Okay, because it's our answer, we're working backwards, we'll have to multiply. Okay, and for question 3, we have to complete these sentences to make equivalent fractions. So we're trying to use all of our skills from up here to find all of these answers, right? So we'll do 2 questions together. So A, so 4 over 6 divided by 2 over 2. So we'll start with the bottom. So 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. And whatever you do to the bottom, we do to the top. So 4 divided by 2 is equal to 2. Okay? So you understand that? I'll do E as well for us. Okay. So 6 over 12 divided by something over something is equal to 1 over 2. So how will we find out what we got here? Okay, so what can we divide 12 by to get 2? So what do we divide by 12 to give us our answer of 2? 6, isn't it? So 6. And what do we divide by 6 to get 1? So 6 divided by something is equal to 1. What's that? 6, isn't it? Perfect. So we got 6 over 6. So it's 6 over 12 divided by 6 over 6 is equal to 1 over 2. Okay, so we should have no problems with these ones. These ones are pretty okay, just getting equivalent fractions. So we seem to be doing okay those at home. Okay, and now here we're doing the improper and the mixed fractions again. So we did very good the last day. So we said proper fractions were normal. So the normal fractions we see where the number on the top is smaller than the number on the bottom. So for example, 2 over 3 is a proper fraction. Okay, and an example of an improper fraction is when the number on the top of the fraction is bigger than the number on the bottom. Okay, so 3 over 2 is an improper fraction. Okay, and then the last one we said was a mixed fraction. So a mixed fraction is when a whole number and a fraction are in the same couple. Okay, so for example here, how we get a mixed fraction is we divide 2 into 3 and we get 1, and how much is left? And 1/2. So if we take 2 away from here, we get 1, and we're left with a remainder of 1, so we leave that up there. So that's our mixed. Okay, so it's like division. So we're dividing 2 into 3 and seeing how many times we can divide it in. So this number here is how many times you can divide 2 into 3. Okay, so over here we have to write the improper fraction or the mixed fraction. Okay, so either one of these. Okay, so 4 over 3, is it an improper fraction or a mixed fraction? So if you look at our examples, 4 over 3, is it improper or mixed? So it's an improper, isn't it? So how do we make that a mixed fraction? Remember what I said? So we have to divide 3 into 4. And what's our answer? So how many times can we take away 3 from 4? So we can take it away once, can't we? And what are we left over with? So if we take away 3 from the 4 on top, we're left with 1 over 3. Okay? We'll do one of the mixed fractions now. Okay, so if we have 1 over 3/4, how did we get that answer? How did we get 1 and 3/4? How do we get that? So we obviously, there was a number on top. Okay, so there was a number on top, and we divided 4 into that number and got 1 remainder 3. Okay, so we know for a fact that 4 is on the bottom. Okay, so 4 is down there. Now, 1. So how many times did we take away 4 from the number on top? Once, didn't we? So that means we took away 1 4. So we have 4 plus 3 is equal to 7. Okay, because that 1 counts as 4. If that was 2, that'd be 8. If it was 3, this number here would represent 12. So this number in the mixed fraction is how many times we can take away 4 from the original number on top. And we have our remainder here that we have to add on after then. Okay, and then down here, we've defined a match in the bottom row for each proper fraction. Okay, so each proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction. Okay, so we have to use all of our knowledge here from the last few days to get the correct answer, right? So we know what a proper fraction is, we know what an improper fraction is, we know what a mixed fraction is. Okay, so up here we have 3 over 4. So we try find any example on the bottom which would match the fraction we have here. So 3 over 4. So what's that? 3 over 4. Okay, can anyone see it? So we know for a fact that the number on top is going to be smaller than the number on the bottom. Is it going to be a mixed fraction? No. So it's not going to be this one. It's not going to be this one. It's not going to be that one. It's not going to be that one. And it's not going to be that one. So we know it's not going to be mixed. Then it's going to be a proper fraction. So our only option left is this one. Okay? So does everyone understand that? So we're trying to match up equivalent fractions. Okay? If you have any problems, feel free to contact me in Class Dojo. And good luck, you should do